Good day, everyone. This is Jack from the Stock Serpent Watchdog, and today we're going to look at ATVI. That is the ticker for Activision Blizzard, and it's another gaming stock. I have recently done one on EA, Electronic Arts, and this one is one of that one's competitors. So let's have a look at our full process 10-point Ichimoku Kinko comprehensive checklist. All right, we're going to go through it. We're going to color code it. The way it works is if it's red, it is bearish. If it's yellow, it's neutral. If it is blue, it is bullish. Let's start off with the first item on our checklist, and that is price above or below the Kuhmo Cloud? Now this thing here, this red and gray cloud looking thing is called the Kuhmo Cloud, and that is the major indicator or the major component of the Ichimoku Kinko system. Now if price is below this cloud, it means that price action is bearish and that investor sentiment toward the stock is bearish, and that I want to be out of the stock. I do not want to be stuck in it long. I want to be either selling it or I want to be shorting it. So with that said, this is a definite no, and it broke through the cloud here. It went back up and it came back through the cloud over here. So I'm going to give a negative check right there where it broke through the cloud. All right, the second item on our checklist is price greater than the Kuhmo shadows. Now the Kuhmo shadows are back here, and if we quickly chart that in, you will see that it's cut through those levels like a hot knife through butter. There's a Kuhmo shadow right there. There was a Kuhmo shadow here as well. Now there's nothing left on the daily chart. That means that the Kuhmo shadows are not in play, and they were in fact bearish. So I am going to give that a bearish check because these levels were broken through very decisively. All right, so there's nothing here to offer support in terms of the Kuhmo shadow. The Kuhmo shadow is this cloud that is trading behind price. So every part of the cloud that is behind the current price is called the Kuhmo shadow. And that Kuhmo shadow offers support and resistance depending on where price is trading. All right, next up on our checklist is the Tenkan-sen, which is the fast midpoint moving average. Is it greater than the Kijun-sen? Well, it isn't. It is trading well under the Kijun-sen, which is the medium-term midpoint moving average. That means that this market is basically in free fall. It is moving fast. It is running away. Price action is running away from the fast midpoint moving average. All right. Now, I will get to that in a second. It is actually kind of a bullish indicator because price tends to revert back to these moving averages, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. For now, we are going to look at our checklist, and is the Tenkan-sen greater? It is negative, so I am going to give that a bearish check as well because it is trading under this midpoint moving average, which is a medium-term 26-day midpoint moving average. All right, so this is kind of a longer term. It's not a long term, it's a medium term, but it's longer than this one. This one is 9 days. This one is 26 days. All right, the fourth item on our checklist is price equal to or trading near the Kijun-sen. Now this is the Kijun-sen. Is price trading near it? Absolutely not. That means that if there is a period of consolidation coming up here, then price can actually trade back up to the Kijun-sen because the Kijun-sen kind of draws price to it over time. So if there's any kind of consolidation here in price, which we can't pick up here because this Jackal span is an open space, but there should, after a fall like this, After a fall, I mean, it can't keep dropping like this. So after a fall like this, after a drop like this, we're going to start consolidating somewhere along the lines. I don't know where that's going to be. There is no indication when that's going to be. It might be here, but once it starts consolidating and these averages start catching up to price, then this price action can start moving up. It can meet the Tenkan-sen, and then eventually it might spike up to the Kijun-sen. Now that's a move from about 50 to, let's say, about 60 if that happens. Now that is considered bullish. I'm not saying that's going to happen now. I'm saying that that is a bullish possibility. All right? That is nothing to hang your hat on. That is just a very, very slim possibility right here. You have to see it in terms of the bigger picture. The bigger picture still looks bearish. So that is just one item on a 10-point checklist that is bullish so far. All right, let's move on. The fifth item is the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen trading below or above the cloud. Now, clearly, these midpoint moving averages are below the cloud. That is a highly bearish, and we're going to give that a bearish check. So halfway through the checklist, we have 4 bearish check items on our checklist and 1 bullish. All right, now for the second half of our checklist, let's see what momentum looks like. The Tenkan-sen is pointing down. It is definitely pointing down. That is another bearish item on our checklist. Why? Because when moving averages starts pointing down, that is another sign of momentum in the market, selling pressure in terms of this stock. Then the next item is the Kijun-sen. Is the Kijun-sen pointing down? Well, that is definitely pointing down. It has been dropping hard here, and that is another negative item. So clearly the picture is very, very negative here, and you do not want to be long in this stock right now. Coming up to our last 3 items on our checklist, it's the Jackal span. This line is the Jackal span. It is my favorite indicator. I keep saying that because it is momentum. This is the indicator that tells me when things are potentially going to trend. Now look what happened here. I just want to point this out. This is an amazing indicator. Here, price moves down. Now, just one little caveat here. The way that the Jackal span is calculated is very important. It is calculated based on the closing price of the day, and it's plotted back 26 days. So it's a momentum indicator in terms of where is price currently trading relative to 26 days ago. If it is trading under price, momentum is down. If it is trading above price, momentum is up. If it is trading in price action, it means that it is consolidating. All right, so let's just go back here to the history of the stock ATVI, Activision Blizzard, and let's just look at the Jackal span and what it was doing here. Look how price broke out of the cloud here. Price broke out of the cloud. It started moving back up into the cloud. While it just touched the lower edge of the cloud, it was rejected by the Tenkan-sen, which is a short-term midpoint moving average, and then it pushed it kind of back down. But look at the price action compared to the Jackal span. Compared to the Jackal span here. The Jackal span did not close under the cloud. It got support here from the Senko span B, which is this red line, and that should have been an indicator that this stock was not yet ready to break down. There was no momentum in the stock to the downside. That means the battle between, at this point in time, the battle between the buyers and the sellers was won by the buyers. And the buyers came back in force and they pushed the stock back up into the 80s. Now that is significant. That meant that there was no momentum to carry the stock down, and the Jackal span went back up above the cloud. Now for the second act. In the second act, when price came down through the cloud right here, this is our breakdown. Now right here on this day, if we take it back 26 periods, that's here. Here, the Jackal span makes a definitive break below the cloud. Now that is significant for many reasons. That means that it is now ready to trend. So here, it wasn't ready to trend down. Here, it is now ready to trend because it has broken through the cloud and it is broken through price. So let's number these. The first item there is the Jackal span greater than price. It is clearly not greater than price. It is very, very negative. Where did it break through price? It broke through price right here. That is our bearish check. Then the next item is the Jackal span greater than the Kuhmo Cloud. It is not. It is trading well below the Kuhmo Cloud, and that is another negative check right there. Then finally, what does the Jackal span future look like? You can kind of look at what's going to happen with the Jackal span here. We have to look both vertically and horizontally to figure out if there is any chance of a consolidation here. Now on the daily chart, there clearly isn't. There is about a month's worth of trading action between where the Jackal span is trading and any kind of price action. So there is no way that the Jackal span is going to interact with price in the next month. Almost no way at all. Now the reason this is important is because once it starts moving into these candles, it means that price is starting to consolidate. All right, now that is important. If you have a falling market, you want to know where things are starting to stabilize a little. All right, so horizontally, there is no way this thing is going to be stopping anytime soon. Now vertically, it's the same thing. Vertically, both here and down here, there is nothing stopping this thing from falling even further. So it's going to be a negative check. I cannot see this thing stopping anytime soon. It can continue lower. There is no support here for this stock, and I would be very cautious trading it. I would actually just not be in this at all. Let's summarize our checklist, and from this it is clear there is only one bullish speculative check here because it is contingent upon the stock actually consolidating, and then finally it can move up and meet this Cajunson. So ladies and gentlemen, this is negative. I would be out of the stock. It is not very good looking. But before I sign off on this video, I want to just quickly go to the weekly chart on this one. Now the weekly chart looks differently. As you can see here, let's clear this off. Look at what happened. Look at what happened right here. Now let's just make that clear for everyone who's viewing this. At this level here, this is the level that just broke through the Kuhmo Cloud. This is the Kuhmo Cloud on a weekly basis. Okay, this is on a weekly. That means it is more significant than a daily. So here, the Jackal span didn't just break through the daily cloud, it broke through the weekly cloud, and it broke through the bottom, which is major support. Okay, this is major support. Now the week is not done yet, so if this level holds and price action moves back above the support, we will know one thing, that this is going to be where we consolidate. Now this is also a Kuhmo shadow support area. Now that is significant because this is an area in the past where there has been a battle between buyers and sellers, and it's an area where there will probably be another battle between buyers and sellers. All right, so keep that in mind. There's a couple of days left. I know it's Thanksgiving, and tomorrow is not going to be really significant at all. So right now, we want to be looking at what's happening with the weekly. If this price level can close back above the support, then we're going to have a consolidation period in Activision Blizzard. I'm not saying it's going to be the final bottom. It could be, but if it breaks below and it closes well below this support area, this support is going to turn into resistance, and that's going to be even worse for the stock. And then we are going to be looking at even deeper retracements, and that would come in around here at just under $36 on Activision Blizzard. All right, that is a significant drop even further down. I'm not saying this is going to happen right away, but after a brief consolidation, probably below this level, we're going to be dropping down to about 36. So stay out of the stock for now. Watch how it develops on the weekly chart. Watch the closing price on this chart for this week. And on a daily, I would just not be trading this. This is a horrible looking chart. There's only one bullish item on our checklist, and I would be staying clear. Everybody, please subscribe to my new channel. I am Jack from the Stock Serpent Watchdog. I am here to protect the little guy. This is to give you the technical information that you need to be trading successfully. Stay out of the stocks that are below the cloud and get into the stocks that are trading bullishly above the cloud. Please hit the notification bell to get any future videos, and please like this one as well. Everyone have a great day, and goodbye.